Yes, people, and welcome back to another live stream on the Bridge YouTube channel. I'm your host with the most, the Bridge 258, here to give you the latest Chelsea news. Make sure to, first of all, as you come in, to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. And here we go. So, hope you're all doing well today. You might be wondering, Ahmed Abdi, why the shades? Why so cool? Why so confused? I'm doing good. Big up Gabriel, bro. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful day, man. I mean, I know it's a bit dreary, a bit of a drippy weather today, in the UK. But man, we move, man. We move, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been an interesting day today. It's been an interesting day indeed. A couple of news points came up. A couple of bish bash bungs came up. But I'm here to play. Hey, listen, man. Big up, Oliver. Hope you're all doing well. Listen, man. We're here to enjoy ourselves today. Got a lot of news to discuss. You know what I'm saying? Is it Killy to the bridge? You know what I'm saying? Killy to the bridge. Maybe not. We shall see. We shall see indeed. But we'll obviously discuss that, of course, in the stream today. There's a couple of things I want to discuss. Obviously, Kylian Mbappé. What else we want to discuss? Mohammed Kudus news. What does that mean in regards to the Turkey news? Obviously, some of the comments that Deserbi has made in his press conference as well. We'll be discussing that as well. And there's also going to be some other discussions in general in regards to some of the what do we expect from today from the Chelsea Brighton game and what are our pre-thoughts before we watch the live stream, which will be again live streamed on this YouTube channel at 11:30 p.m. before the midnight kickoff UK time. And we'll be discussing a bit about that too. So listen, man, come along, enjoy yourself for the next hour and a half-ish of Chelsea, news. You're going to be lambasting a lot of stuff, going to be creating a lot of jokes, a little bit of banter. And listen, guys, there's 9 of you here. I want to be seeing 9 likes as well. But here we go. So I'm just going to be waiting for a bit. Why don't this is the first 5 minutes anyway. I've already got the show planned out. But, if you got any questions, Gabriel, shoot away. Anyone else that's watching, please make sure to shoot away. So easy peasy, lemon and squeezy. I'm also waiting for everyone else to come in. It's only like 3 minutes. We're only 3 minutes into the stream as well, so it would be wrong of me. Yo, big up Rube Dos. I hope I'm saying your name right. Apologies if I'm not Bresky. Nice to meet you. Hey, hello, man. Hello, bro. No, I said I hope I was saying your name correctly. That was why I was asking. No, bro. I hope I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Hey, we will discuss the Kudus signing quite soon. I'm just gonna wait for Oliver to hop on because he's just gonna be on here soon, so I can also get another perspective. But I will say the Kudus thing is interesting because it was rumored by Felix Johnson in the market that he's a potential guy we could go for. Again, with Kudus, he's a similar thing to Turkey in the sense that he can both play in the cam and on the wing, which is something that the club have been looking for. That's a profile the club have been looking for ever since Havertz have left the club. So Kudus would fit that perfectly. I have been hearing something about his injury record, but I'm gonna obviously have a look at that obviously in the stream, double check to make sure there's nothing dodgy about that at all. But again, that'll be something we'll be looking at in the stream. So it's what it is. But yeah, Gabriel will be going a bit more into detail in regards to that as well. But yeah, man. You know what? Let's get started on the big news today. Mbappe, dog. Hey, big up Ozan, bro. Big up Ozan. Listen, the specs are on here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? We've got a big topic to talk about. You're going to be seeing me in the specs. That's why you see me in the specs for a reason today. And joining me is my fellow co-host, Oliver, bro. What are you saying, bro?
Hello. Yeah, I'm not bad today.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing well, bro. I hope you're doing well. There's a lot of
Yeah, not
crazy
bad.
news. There's a lot of crazy news that's been coming out today for some reason. Everyone's decided
Hey, it's a
today's going to
Chelsea
be...
thing,
Yeah, man, it's a Chelsea thing indeed. Damn. Listen, let's start. You know what? Let's start with this news today that just randomly came out of nowhere, and that is on our good friend Kylian Mbappé. Listen, man, I'll be honest, bro. When I heard the news today, that Chelsea were interested in Kylian Mbappé, I was like, what? What is going on today? Like, Is that why I've been reducing the restructure everything just to get one guy? Like, do we know this is gonna happen? Who knows? But here it is. This is by Fabrice Hawkins. He's a very good French insider reporter. I think he reports for RMC Sport as well, which is a major paper back in France as well. If I'm not mistaken, I'm just double check, but I'm pretty sure it's RMC. Yep, see RMC Sport, man. Look, see, I know my IT case. No, my reports just like that. But he says that Chelsea are interested in Kylian Mbappé. The Blues are studying the feasibility of the transfer. No offer at the moment. At least one other English club is interested. So that was what was initially reported. There was some other news that came out today. Nathan Gislin which is aka CFC news page, also was like, it's true. Chelsea are interested in Mbappé. Fabrizio has been trying to downplay it. Okay. Thank you for letting me know, Gabriel. Okay, we'll make sure to have a look at that down the line. Yeah, he says there's no concrete between Chelsea and other Premier Leagues for Mbappe at this stage. PSG encouraging bids, yada yada yada, and then we had this big news, which was that right now that PSG are expecting offers from Chelsea and Saudi Arabia next week for Mbappe. So, what are your thoughts on this Mbappe stuff? Because honestly, to me, man, I found this stuff quite crazy. I was like, what is going on today? Has Chelsea like awakened or something? What's going on? What are your thoughts on that, Oliver?
I'd never leave it for 2 seconds. I can't lie. I mean, if you want the short story, yeah, that pretty much. I don't have much more to say. We kind of get linked to these, like, sort of top 5, top 3 players in the world all the time. When do we ever get them?
Damn! Wow. Well, you've heard it here.
Like it sounds nice, to have a class. It sounds nice to have a classy player like that with the record he has. It sounds nice to have him linked to us, but what kind of basis does that have in reality necessarily? That's the question I'd have.
Okay. That's an interesting thought. Well, listen, man, I'm here to tell you, lads. The opium is stronger than me. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's put the glasses off now because they're actually a bit annoying. All right. The glasses off. I'm back to serious armor. On a serious note, obviously, I don't know if this is gonna happen. It just seems to me. He's missed 47 games in 3 seasons, although. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a look at that a bit later, Gabriel. Once I finish with that Mbappe talk, we're gonna go to the Kudus talk anyway. So yeah, with that Mbappe talk, I just think it's very interesting. It's very intriguing. Maybe it's just PSG maybe playing up stuff, but then again, Gislin CFC news page would not be saying something like this unless there was something of concrete interest. Duncan Castle is quite a reliable. Excuse me. Report in general, he reported on Chelsea and Enzo deal, and as it was going along. So again, it's an interesting thing to see. Will it happen? We don't know. Will it work? Will it not? We don't know. Just quickly to answer your question, I believe the score will be 4-0 Chelsea. 4-0 Chelsea. But yeah, Duncan Castle's man was quite interesting. But listen, will Mbappe happen? Who knows? Will I do I think it will happen? It's quite unlikely for Mbappe to happen in general. Listen, Mbappe is a great player, top player. Let's not get it twisted. But Mbappe at the end of the day, he's gonna cost you a lot of money to bring into the club. And I don't think people realize how much it's gonna cost for us to just to bid for him. It's gonna cost definitely for at least I think it's gonna cost us definitely 150 million. In pounds, which is like 180 euros. So, is the club willing to fork all that money out? Probably they did it for Enzo, but again, they did that over 6 seasons. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
I mean, what I'd like to know, to be honest, is what sense does this make? Because we've talked about it. From a Chelsea point of view, the feasibility is quite low on the surface. But what kind of sense does it make for Mbappe's career to come to Chelsea at this current stage? I think it makes 0 sense.
That's a fair point. And plus, we're not peak Chelsea right now. We're not peak Chelsea right now. We're rebuilding Chelsea.
No, why is he going to go from Granted, PSG don't win the Champions League, but at least they're in it. That's more than we can say. Why would he go from there? And reminder, he's had interest from Real Madrid in the past, and I'm sure that if the opportunity came up, they'd take him. So why would he go from them to 12th place Chelsea with no Europe?
Exactly. That's a fair point. And remember, I just think for me, it's better unless like he has some sort of love for the club. The usual intangibles. He loves the club. This is the his boyhood club. Unless something like that comes out, which we've not seen. Apparently, that's like Liverpool. Apparently, that's his boyhood club or something like that. Not Chelsea. So unless there's something crazy like that that's happened, then I don't see it happening, in my opinion. But listen, at the end of the day, man, listen, Mbappe, he's a top player. He's a great player. There's no denying I would have him in my team, even though I'm not a big fan of his behavior, his antics. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not a big fan of that part of his game. But at the end of the day, Mbappe, top player in the world. If he comes, he's only coming to win the Premier League, and we're not even ready to win the Premier League. We've got Kepa in goal, so he's already lost the battle there. He's lost the battle there of just having Kepa in goal. So hey man, you've lost the battle there already. So that's half the battle lost. So let's move on from Mbappe to Mohammed Kudus. Now, guys, I'm gonna be real to you. This news just decided to come out of nowhere. It was a crazy bumper from our good friend David Ornstein. I literally did not see this coming out of nowhere. It was like, what I mean, this is like Drogba doing his little header against Bayern Munich in the 88th minute. Big up EE, bro. Hope you're having a wonderful day, bro. And here we go. Oops, sorry, I've pressed the invite button there. Let me just bring it up for you guys to read as well. And this is what he said. Let me just increase that as well to 125. Exclusive. Chelsea have made contact with Ajax to express interest in signing Mohammed Kudus. No offers yet, but dialogue has taken place. 22-year-old attacking midfielder among options Chelsea considering, plus agreement close on personal terms. So the thing with Ornstein is usually he will not report stuff unless they're very close to being done or there's like tiny few things left before it's done. So I do believe this transfer probably is going to be happening quite soon. Like probably by the beginning of next week, Kudus probably could be through the door. I don't know what your thoughts are, Oliver, but that is what my thoughts are currently on Kudus. Let me just also give you some of the pies news quickly before I hand it over to my before I hand it over to Oliver. Um, Chelsea are close to reaching one. All right, that's it then. That's pretty much it. So, what are your thoughts, bro?
I think it's definitely necessary. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you've got to consider the fact that you got to look at Nkunku. Everyone's been saying Nkunku's the 10.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's come out in 2 interviews and said that his favourite position is as a striker, and plus he came off the bench against Wrexham. However much you want to read into that, he came off the bench and played as a striker. So maybe we'll see something different tonight. Who knows? But on current evidence, he is a striker at Chelsea. So we need a number 10. And Carney, I like Carney. He's not going to start for us. And is there really anyone else besides him? So we're looking for. It's beyond Nkunku now. We need to forget about that. We need a starting 10 and not a backup to Nkunku because Nkunku's out of the conversation now.
100%. I actually think it's rather. I think it's rather interesting. There's a couple of things that. A couple of things I want to say. Nkunku can play both the middle and on the wing, which is something the club has already been looking at for a while now. We've obviously had the rumors about Turkey, who they're extremely interested in signing. I'm just surprised it's Kudus, to be honest, because for a long time we've been hearing Turkey this, Turkey that, Turkey this, Turkey that. They're gonna go for Turkey. That's the guy they're looking for. Yada yada yada. And now bish bash bong, Mohammed Kudus, past terms almost agreed. That Chelsea already expressed interest to Ajax that they want to buy him, and it's looking like it's well on its way to basically being done. So I don't know what's happened. Is the ITKs got it wrong, or have just Chelsea just decided randomly let's go for Mohammed Kudus? So I'm not sure, bro. Honestly, because it's kind of confused me. It's put me in a bit of a binder because if these guys haven't even known what's been going on with Kudus, how could they even know what's going on with Caicedo, for example? So let's look at. I'm going to give you guys some statistics on Kudus anyway, so that you guys can get a good understanding of who Kudus is as a player, his play styles and stuff. Just bear with me for 2 seconds while I just bring those up. Lulu. Where is it, man? FB Ref when you need them, man. There we go. All right, FB Ref coming up for you, man, right about now. So as you can see, let me just increase that for everyone to see properly. Yep, here we go. He's got in the Eredivisie, he's played 1,700 minutes. In the Eredivisie, he's played 30 times, scoring 11 goals, 3 assists. Champions League, 6 games, 4 goals, 3 assists. Europa League, 2 games played, 1 goal.
Wait, did they
So,
not do the percentile breakdown for the Eredivisie?
Yeah, they do over here.
Oh no, there it is. Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, but we're just giving this is his general stats for the season, if you know what I mean. So he's got a non-penalty xG of 0.58 per 90, which is really good. He's got a non-penalty goals of 0.55 per 90. This is non-penalty expected goals plus assisted goals. Excuse me, I don't think so. Penalty. So clearly, he knows what he's doing. He's clearly trying to do, the stuff that he's able to do. He's got a very good successful take on rate of 4.57 per 90. So he's able to take on his man, beat on his man 1v1, which is really great. And yeah, these are some of these good stats. What are your thoughts?
And just one thing to consider. I'm just going to add on to that as well. Like, you've got to consider the context that this is in a poor Ajax team. They've fallen off a cliff since Ten Hag left. And they might have lost 1 or 2 players last summer as well. But to have some of those stats, it bodes well. If he can do that in a struggling team, then surely he can come do something at Chelsea.
Of course. And there's some facts for you. He's 22. He plays in the cam position. He can also play on the right wing as his secondary position, which is a great thing because obviously he can be backup. He can either play there or be a backup to like a non-man away kit on the right if need be. In addition to being a backup or a star in the middle as well for Kugu. So he can even play the false 9 position. So if we need a false 9, we got a false 9 here too. Hey, shouts to him. So on a rather serious note, I'm looking at his injury record. His only injury record from what I know was his meniscus tear that he had in 21-22. And then he's only had like a freak rib injury, and that's pretty much about it in regards to Mohammed Kudus, from what I know in terms of injury wise. But he's generally a very strong player, hasn't missed that many games. So he's an old reliable. As we say, availability is the best ability. So I want to say first things first, a good thing about Kudus. What do you think this means for Turkey, Oliver? What do you think this means for Turkey?
I mean, it really depends on what happens elsewhere. Like, if Carney's going to go on loan, then I don't think it affects much. If Carney's staying, then I think this could have major implications, as in we don't go in for Cherki. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I've not watched either player, Cherki or Kudus, so I couldn't tell you who's the better one. But I think it just depends on what happens elsewhere in the squad. So what happens with Carney? How is Poch going to use Gallagher? I think those things matter.
Fair enough. I actually think, because I heard reports from like Simon Phillips that Chelsea are trying to buy both Cherki and Kudus, but there's like a rumor going around that they may send Kudus Cherki back on loan to Lyon because they need him for season. So that might be something that Chelsea might contemplate in doing, in trying to buy the player. So you never know on that one, to be honest. But in regards to Mohammed Kudus, he's a good player. He's a top player. Oh, you think so? You think if Gallagher's gone, if you buy Kudus? So do you think? But I don't know if Kudus is a like for like replacement for Gallagher though. Honestly, like there's been this rumor. I don't know if you heard about this. What's it called, Oliver? But there's been a rumor going around about West Ham and Broha. I don't know if you've heard about it, but like apparently Broha might be going to West Ham or something. Like I've been
heard
hearing
about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe this guy might be the backup for him.
I mean, there has been some silence. I mean, unless I'm wrong, I'm not aware of any news as to why Broja hasn't come out to the United States.
It's just that apparently the only news is that he's been recovering from injury.
But he was training anyway, so like we literally brought a guy in the attack. I can't remember his name. He's like an academy kid. We literally brought him with us just to train. So
you mean Dujon Whisper?
No. There's someone else. It's like an academy kid.
Oh, fair enough. I'm not sure then.
I don't remember the name, but it literally had in brackets training only. So if it was just like injury recovery and stuff, I would have assumed that he'd be with the squad, but apparently not. So it's quite ominous, if you ask me. I don't really, it's quite confusing, the silence I'm getting from it.
Fair enough, indeed. I don't. He makes a good point. You don't need to be a like platform replacement, but that's fair enough. If that is the case, then Kudus probably will not have. Kudus could probably just be there. I do think we might be getting both Cherki and Kudus. I think that might actually happen. I can see a world in that happen in particular because, it's Richards. I think that's who he is. I think that's the player you're talking about.
I can't remember the name, but I'll take your word for it. Yeah.
Yeah. He's saying that, and he usually is very reliable when it comes to.
Yeah, and I'll believe him. I'll believe him.
Yeah. So, big up Richard. Big up E for letting us know about that. So, in regards to what I would think is the next situation going forward, I do think Turkey and probably Kudus could be happening. I do think that could happen. I also think we have the budget to do so because, especially in attack, because of the fact that we know that Angel Gabriel, shout out to him, even though he has been playing the squad, he is more than likely to be moved on to Strasbourg. There's obviously the Elia Wahi dilemma that the club is currently trying to deal with in terms of trying to bring him into Strasbourg, but he doesn't want to be there. He wants to be at Chelsea Football Club. You're looking at Madueke, who hasn't got someone to be his backup, and Kuku hasn't got anyone to be really his deputy. Even though I do love Chukwuemeka, I still think Chukwuemeka still needs a lot of time to develop. I think Rube Doss, believes it's going to be Cherki or Kudus. So, listen, man, it's fair enough. If that's what you think, I can see that also being the case as well. I just think, for me, I do think, if Chukwuemeka leaves, Gallagher leaves, you're probably going to need to bring in two people anyway. So maybe a Cherki and a Kudus could work anyway. You can have Cherki be the backup number 10, and then Kudus be the backup winger, or the one that's going to be fighting alongside someone like an Oli Madueke to be your fellow winger, to be a fellow right winger anyway. For me, it's really hard because I'm a big fan of Cherki. I'm a very big fan of Cherki, but Kudus' numbers are undeniable, and I do think he's a very, very good player. I do think that Kudus is a very, very, very good player as well. But I just think because Cherki is still 20 years old, 3 years younger, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 years and change, and I just think for me, he might just have that high ceiling. That's why for me, when it comes to Cherki, you're taking a gamble on him reaching his highest ceiling, and B, Pochettino do working his magic with him. So,
I got a question for you about Kudus.
Go ahead, bro.
You reckon there's going to be any Eredivisie tax like your boy?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what it is though, because the thing with him, he actually performs really well in the World Cup as well. That's the difference.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Rambuck is he was playing for Ghana and he was performing really well. The difference with what's it called, Ziyech, even though Ziyech was kind of performing okay in the World Cup, Hakim was doing well. The midfield was just amazing for Morocco. So I don't know. And the other thing with him, he's ambidextrous. He's actually got 4-star.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
nice.
So you know what I'm saying. So he's not a CH, man. He's not a bum.
That's not a joke. I can't lie.
Yeah. So when I say ambidextrous, I just mean that he's good with both feet. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna lose the ball if he's on his weaker foot at the end of the day, which is a good thing anyway. So listen, man, I'm not too worried in that particular aspect, but I think the thing, you know what it is, Eredivisie. We've always had Anthony, who's extremely certain footed. Then you've got Ziyech, who's extremely one footed as well. But they both played at similar positions, right? If you look at other Eredivisie players, Bergwijn was just a road runner, bro. If you knew about Bergwijn on FIFA, he was a road runner, bro. That was what we were buying Bergwijn for. So I expected that to be the case at Tottenham as well. I'm gonna be very real with you, and that's what it turned out to be.
I can't lie. The success rate of the Dutch league players to England has not been good recently. You forgot Van der Beek as well.
But again, with Van der Beek, though, Van der Beek was literally just bought as a luxury, and I don't understand why Solskjaer bought him to this day.
Yeah,
it didn't make sense. So and then obviously the player lost confidence, and therefore Bish Bash Bond, he's not producing to the level that maybe people were expecting to be producing at. So.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Is that really his fault? Is that really kind of his fault when you've got someone like Solskjaer who's basically holding you back and violating you, essentially? There's literally no other way to put it.
I guess.
Yeah. But again, I just think it's just a matter of just making sure, as Chelsea Football Club, that you just handle your business, bro. Handle your business. Make sure no one else is No one else is getting to affair. The thing with Turkey is that there was like already reports from like a reliable source yesterday that there's a certain club that's about to go big in for Turkey very soon. And like I thought at the time it was Chelsea, and then you got this Kudus news that's just come out as well. So it's like, are we going big for both players, or are we just going home for both players? We'll never know. All right, guys, there's almost 18 views in the chat. Please make sure again to like and subscribe. Let's get to 18 likes. Let's get to 18 likes. Please like and subscribe. Sorry, excuse me. I just got a few hiccups there. Crazy. Thank you. Let's move on now to Brighton. Brighton are trying to violate, as you guys know. They think they're hard. You know what I mean? Ambipedal equal use of both feet. I thought it was ambidextrous. Ambidextrous means you can use both hands. So I just said ambipedal. Fair enough, bro. I thought just used the same word. But hey, thank you for letting me know, Gabriel. I now know what that word means. Thanks to you. Much appreciated. But now let's go back here to our good friends over here. I'm just gonna switch that thing. Just bear with me for 1 second while I fix it up for you guys so you can actually see the news. But in the meantime, bro, what are your thoughts on the Chelsea and signings? Because do you think that's going to be happening sooner rather than later?
Well, signings in general.
Yeah. Do you think the signings now, after some of the news that we're starting to get, do you think there's like a signings about to happen a lot sooner than people are realizing or not? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I can say that I think they are, but how much of that is just pure hopium? Like, it's getting ridiculous at the moment. You know, we're at the end of another week and still no Caicedo, no advancements on a number 10. We already knew about the goalkeeper, so that's not really a valid point. So it's getting ridiculous at this point. And with the way that De Zerbi was moving in that press conference and the way that Brighton just seemed to be moving in general, you know, this Caicedo thing has to end in one of two ways. And whichever way it is, it has to be quick. You know, you either have to move on to someone else or you just have to get it done, whether that's him putting the transfer request or just pay up the money. Because, like, what are we actually waiting for at the moment? Like I said, the end of another week. You know, we can't be waiting and stalling like this.
Fair enough. Okay. So I've got everything ready for you guys to read. So yesterday in the Brighton press conference for the Chelsea game, which is set to be happening today, these were Roberto De Zerbi's some of his comments. Moises is a Brighton player, and Tony Bloom told me if the conditions don't change, Moises stays with us. For me, it would be great news. I have not received any news that Caicedo can leave. I started the next season of Caicedo in my head in the first 11. De Zerbi says he loves Cowell. De Zerbi says that if Chelsea offer Cowell, it might help them with Caicedo.
I just want to preface by saying that everything before the Cowell thing is totally fine.
Mm-hmm. Did you promise Caicedo he could leave? It's not true. I am not the owner or sporting director. In my work, I am used to speaking with my players every day, but I didn't give my word or nothing. We didn't speak about the next transfer market when we extended. And De Zerbi, I would like to play with Cole and Caicedo together. De Zerbi also said that I want Caicedo and Cole in my team, but we will see. And if there's any player who wants to leave, we have to eventually permit it. The price is for our owners and our CEO. They will decide the right price. And bear with me while we bring up the next bit. So Beghdad Bali, Paul Stanley, and Loris Durant are set to meet with senior officials from Brighton over the Moises Caicedo deal. That's what we heard today. And then Chelsea remain calm on the Moises Caicedo deal. The conversation will continue directly with Brighton. De Zerbi said, you have to speak with Tony Bloom, not me, to see if Moises wants to leave. He extended his contract in February and now we're in July. So after 5 months, I don't know if he can change his idea. If Moises leaves, we have to find the right player. We have to find the right player because it's difficult to replace a player as good as Moises. We have to substitute him with a great player because this year we play in Europa League, unlike Chelsea. All right, so those are the quotes. And listen, man, I'm gonna be real. We should just let them talk the way they talk. You know what I'm saying? I am not of the school of thought. You know, let them talk all this recklessness because. You know, sometimes when a club gets this reckless, acting all high and mighty, You know what happens, man? The fall is due. The fall is near.
I would love to have seen how the media, the media are silent on this. I would have loved to have seen how the media would have reacted if Poch said that he wanted to play with Colwill and Caicedo. I would have loved to.
They would have said anything because they would be like, "Oh, look, he's just he wants that player to be in his team," and that's a Chelsea transfer target straight away.
No, I can't lie. If it was the other way around, if it was Chelsea doing that, you're getting eviscerated. I'm sorry, by the media. We know the game, man. We know the game.
Listen, I just think personally, De Zerbi's talking a lot. He's talking a lot. He's talking heavy. Listen, man, shouts out to him. He got his team Europa League football. Let's not deny that first. We should give him his props there first. But the reality of the situation is, when he plays Europa League football, we're gonna be seeing the real Brighton. They're going to be seeing the real Brighton. We know what these guys are like. They're not going to invest properly into the team. And then when they play in the Europa League football on a Thursday nights, they're not going to be able to handle the Sunday nights. And then they're going to start crumbling. It happened to Brighton. It happened to Burnley. It happened to, I believe, also Southampton. It even happened to Wolves, Fulham. It always happens, bro. It is the cash money of the Premier League. It is the cash money of the Premier League. That's why I'm not worried, bro. Let them talk all this heavy, and then when we're on top of them again, back to normal, back to reality, then we'll see who's having the last laugh. This is why, yeah, I don't understand why people are getting angry with these quotes, because he's just trying to aggravate the other side. He's just trying to, make it look like, oh, we're the better team than Chelsea. We are this, we are that. We know what the reality is. The reality of the situation is that Chelsea Football Club are a bigger club than Brighton. We are the ones that with the history. We are the ones with the better team. And if we already know that and we're content in that, we will just move on from him. We will just move on from all these comments and Brighton. And honestly, I've said this before. After this deal with Brighton, you do not negotiate with Brighton again, bro. You put them on the blacklist. Honestly, you put them on the blacklist. And you know what's funny? If Chelsea, Kudus was Brian's number one target, and now we're basically either midway or close to buying Mohammed Kudus. How ironic!
Hang on, I've got a question about the negotiations. This is for you, Ahmed, and for the chat if they want to answer this. Mm-hmm. Is it not a little bit concerning that this is the second time that Egbali has had to get involved to close a deal?
I actually don't. I don't know, bro, because part of me is thinking that I've got a school of thought that they're clearly doing other deals. They're able to take other deals through the line, but it just seems like when the deal is extremely big and they're sort of hitting that wall. Iqbal is almost like the serum essentially. He's like he's like the cure. He's like the little thing that they just literally just.
I understand that, but like when Liverpool are going to buy Van Dijk for 75 million, do you hear that John W. Henry is joining? What's the guy's face? The sporting director they used to have.
Mike Edwards, no, Mike Edwards.
Yeah, him. Did you ever hear that John W. Henry was joining him in the negotiations to close the deal?
No, not really. I do agree though that these guys need to get better at negotiating because they can't forever rely on the owners to be helping them out.
I want to preface this. I'm an advocate for Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart. I think they've done a good job, but you just can't ignore some of these things. This happened with Enzo. The Enzo deal was pretty much a bit of a mess. We should have gotten that done a lot earlier than we did, even though we got it done. 100%, and 100%. We're seeing the same things happen here when it's a lot more crucial at this moment.
I don't honestly, bro. It's interesting. That's what I will say because, at the end of the day, I know that we want to get these deals done as soon as possible. We want to be solving a lot of these issues as soon as possible. But the reality of the situation is, are we able to solve it? Are they able to solve it? Because they can only negotiate so far. Maybe the club wants a certain amount of money, and they're trying to push for that as much as possible. But if they do hit a wall, and they need to bring in a big gun. And to be honest, Enzo was Vivell apparently, if I'm not mistaken, right? No? Yeah, Vivell was in charge of the Enzo deal, not them.
Well, he's gone now, isn't he? So
yeah, we're gonna discuss about him later. So so essentially, they're not really. This is their first ever deal, so it might be a bit too hard. It might be a bit too. It might be being a bit too harsh on them because if you look at all the other stuff they've done.
No, I'm not trying to undermine what they've done previously. Like I said, I'm advocates for them, but I'm just not ignoring this little thing here.
Yeah, man. That's why for me it's really interesting because I don't know. Like, I think for me, the fact that look, they've been doing these young kids deals, they've been doing them quite well. They now apparently have been able to get the Nkuku. They've been able to do the Nkuku deal behind the scenes. They've not been able to do the Kudus deal. It seems behind the scenes, and we've not heard about it at all. So they're clearly doing some of these deals right? Because Mohammed Kudus is quite a big deal for Ajax. He's probably like their best player essentially right now in their squad. So they're clearly doing something right when it comes to getting those deals done. So I'm not too concerned about that. But in regards, going back to like the Brighton talk, like I don't understand what's going on with Brighton. Like Brighton, like even Southampton when they were in their prime and they were selling all these players were never like this. Even like what's it called? Here's another team that used to sell like Burnley when they used to be forced to sell their best striker or like their best centre back essentially because that's what they used to produce back in the day. Like they were never like this. So why have Brighton got all this chest for some reason? Because it's getting too. Because like this is what surprises me honestly. Because if you look at our team now, our team still is on paper is better than their team. On paper, our team is still better than their team. So I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked like by this crazy like braziness that they're trying to produce. Because we know at the end of the day, if you meet each other on the field, we know what's gonna happen. They're about to get cooked. Like I don't understand.
You think we're cooking them tonight?
Honestly, I would not be surprised if like Pochettino said to them, "We're taking this game seriously." I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, I'd expect a draw at best. That's me.
I don't know. I think probably that the squad have been told you need to violate tonight. I'm not gonna be real. You might have to.
No, I'm sure it is. I'm sure that's the case. It's just that it's a massive step up in the level of opposition. Plus, you have Zerbi for whatever you want to say about his comments.
He's a good manager. Yeah, he's definitely
he's a fantastic manager, and he's coached his team very well. They're going to carry that chemistry over from the previous season, so you can't forget that.
That is true. But at the end of the day, man, Poch, bro, you have to prove that you're the better coach than Zerbi. So,
yep.
And I think Joe was right in the sense that Brian definitely doing something shady behind the scenes because like the fact I'm really because like again the Kudus deal was surprising us because it's surprising me because like look at excuse me. They got the Kudus deal done so quick. They're getting the Kudus deal done at quite a quick rate. You're looking at the Jackson deal. Jackson was another one where there were other guys around the situation which they wanted to also get done. And look how quickly they got him done as well. Because Aston Villa was lurking, apparently, and there was like another team that was lurking too. Also, RB Leipzig was also lurking as well. So they were able to get these deals done at a quick and efficient rate at the end of the day. So I don't think that's really the issue in my eyes. So I just think it's a Brighton issue. And if Beghdad and Bali can get the situation under control and done, so be it. But the question for me will always be if Brighton say 90 plus 10 million and then the club do like 85 plus 15 or something like that, do you think by selling giving an overall package for 100 million to Caicedo is worth it, Oliver? I'll put it back to you.
I mean, it'll be worth it if we don't have any targets because I'd rather pay 100 million for the guy than get nobody. But if they have alternatives in mind, I'd start looking at them because I want to, like you said, you want to blacklist this club from doing transfers. I want to do that as soon as possible. And if we can get a good player for our DM role, and it doesn't have to be Caicedo, then so be it. We'll pay less money, and we never have to deal with Brighton ever again. It's just getting frustrating at this point. And at the end of the day, even the threat of us leaving this negotiation, you'd like to hope it causes him to stir up a bit of a fuss over the fact that his move is getting destroyed by the selling club. So at the very least, I'd threaten to leave because, it's now up to Moises Caicedo. He has to start making the push himself, I think.
I agree. The fact that his agent is not coming to the US is also, I think, a sign that, things might be starting to get ticking along, honestly. But for me, if like Brighton starts seeing that we're moving on to our other targets, And then like we get the Kudus deal done, we might be getting the centre back deal done, etc., etc. Does that not like think worry Brighton? Do you not think because then they're like, oh, we can't even get the money we want him for? So
I will say this as well. I have no sympathy for Caicedo. He signed a contract in February when he didn't have to, so that's all on him. If there was a handshake agreement, then shame on him. Because handshake agreements mean nothing.
Yeah, just quickly in some other news, it's been just made official that DRB has signed for Aston Villa. I think that's a very good sign. Quickly, that's my quick thoughts on that quickly. But listen, man, at the end of the day, Brighton versus Chelsea, the preseason game is again today at midnight. For UK viewers, I'll be online for the watch along half an hour beforehand at 11:30 p.m. Come along and join us as we watch Chelsea hopefully smash Brighton. Touch wood, you know what I'm saying. You know what, man? Let's talk about Christopher Vival. So it's been announced that Christopher Vival has left the club essentially and is on gardening leave. He was the head of the multi-club model. He was technical director, and we haven't really heard that much about him. We've been hearing about Stewart, with Stanley, Joe Shields, even the other guy that's the head of the academy, but we've not really heard about him. So why do you think that is?
The only things of note, like you said, he was the one that started the Enzo negotiations with Benfica before we had to get the owners involved. And also, he was a proponent of wanting Julian Nagelsmann at the club. I believe he also wanted Potter sacked before pretty much anyone else in the club. So, big up for that. But yeah, there's just been nothing really. And it's a strange one because with us just having acquired Racing Club Salzburg, whatever they're called.
Exactly.
This is prime time for him. This is where you need that. This guy. Because his role is in Blueco. It's not really a Chelsea role. It's a more kind of umbrella role to be overseeing the operations of where players go between the clubs. So the fact that we have a club now and he's left is a very, very strange one. I'm just interested to see how we replace him because it doesn't. I know we've built our sporting structure around Winstanley and Stewart, but they don't have this level of experience with what we're trying to build.
And I just wanted to add quickly, if we look at the Red Bull model, you've got Red Bull Salzburg, you've got Red Bull the normal one, Red Bull RB Leipzig, RB Salzburg, and I think there's another RB that I'm missing right now off the top of my head.
Yeah, New York.
And it's RB New York, right? But essentially, the three of them all work together. They take the best talent within Middle Europe, essentially, and other European countries around the world and Africa, and they're able to bring it in this talent to the RB model, and then they just go from club to club to club to the biggest one, which is RB Leipzig, where they go and attempt to train and do the best they can in the league. And I just think for me, when it comes, I think maybe what Chelsea did was just take the knowledge he had, scrape it out of him, and then just left him for the dust. So I'm quite surprised that has taken place. But guys, there's a bunch of you guys in here. Please make sure again to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, please, on the YouTube channel. We're heading into 45 minutes into the video. So come on, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. So I just think anyway, moving on from him, that apparently now Lawrence Stewart and Paul Stanley are taking over all of his stuff. So that's why, we're seeing these two being active in negotiations for outgoing players, incoming players, as we've seen previously. So listen, man, at the end of the day, it's an interesting process that is taking place right now at Chelsea Football Club. We'll see, if that works, if it works or not. And listen, man, Vival, we wish you nothing but the best. We don't really know the reason why he's left the football club, to be honest. But we move. We don't want to be saying anything that's wrong, that maybe he's a shit guy or something like that, because that's wrong. Because we don't know if that's true or not either. So we have to wait and see until we know what the full details are.
I can debunk that instantly because, like I said, he wanted Potter gone.
Yep. So no, I understand. I'm not saying we can't just say that.
I'm joking, man.
Yeah, fair. So it would be wrong of us to say that. So at the end of the day, guys, I think that's basically the majority of the Chelsea news. The only other news is that we know that Levi Cole was going to be starting the game against Brighton. That was apparently confirmed by the secret scout. Let me just give you guys the little, pointer to the tweet in which he basically spoke about the fact that this is happening. Bear with me for one hot second. In the meantime, have you got any questions, any thoughts about what's going on at Chelsea currently? And if you want to discuss, bro?
Not me personally. I'll throw it to the chat if they got anything.
Fair enough. Here we go. Let me just bring it up for you guys. Where is it? Levi Cole starts announced after many chats with Pochettino. So I don't know, is Pochettino like dapping him up? Is he like telling him, you need to pattern the shit, you need to pattern it up, you know what I'm saying? You need to make sure, you kill these guys in defense. Like, I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe he said you need to, seal the deal, get some blood out of them. You never know, man. You never know indeed. But at the end of the day,
I need a screamer.
You need a screamer. We need a Rudiger, yeah?
Yeah, we need a Rudiger, yeah.
Hey, listen, man. I understand that. I hear that fully indeed. But listen, man. Moving on to greener pastures, upper pastures. I want to talk a bit more about what is currently going on in the striker market, because obviously we've spoken recently about the Mbappé news. It seems that BSG are targeting Rasmus Højlund as well as Vlahovic. And I'm finding it very interesting to see what could be the domino effect of that taking place if Mbappe does leave to a Real Madrid, and then you have Højlund and Vlahovic going to another team in PSG. Then what happens to the strikers market? Because then that means Flolo Muani becomes an increased in value. Who's the other striker? Lukaku might actually increase in value because people might finally need him as well, unironically. So yeah. Well, what are your thoughts on that, bro?
Just on the strikers in general, right?
Yeah, strikers in general, bro. Go ahead and speak.
I don't know, man. Just Lukaku's funny. Apparently, he's begged in to forgive him. Like, this guy he really is something else. And like I said, that movie's going to hit like crack. So just get it done. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, Nkunku's been playing as a striker, in the 45 minutes, and he said that he likes to play there, so that might be a thing, and we might have just been getting it all wrong as a fan base. So I don't really know. I mean, they said we're not really going to look at a striker anyway, and if Nkunku is seen as that, then Nkunku and Jackson, that's perfect. I don't see a need to add to that, especially if we're keeping Broja.
There's actually been some other news, which was what is it called? Which was regard to Gallagher, which is that Gallagher is willing to leave the club if the right offer comes in for him. So I don't know if you heard that, Oliver.
I'm not going to stand this way.
Yeah, man, that was very interesting. Because I wasn't expecting that off of him, because obviously he's been speaking about the idea of I want to fight. It's I want to fight for his place at the club. I want to be in this team, fight for my place. And then now all we're hearing is that Gallagher could be leaving the football club. I was relatively surprised, I'll be honest. So what sort of what we're going to do now? Obviously there's not been that much news really in regards to Chelsea, and I thought I would give you guys a nice little bit of a tease. What squad do you think is going to be playing today for Brighton, for the Brighton game in preseason? I'm just going to bring up the squad maker, if you'll just bear with me. All right, man. Who do you think is going to be in goal?
Probably Kepa.
Okay. Sorry.
I mean, I have no idea, because we played Jamie. Because we played Jamie Cummings on against Wrexham. We have Slonina there, and Kepa's the number one, so it's a really difficult one. Put Colwell left centre back. That's confirmed. Right back's probably going to be Gusto, because James only just got there.
Yep.
Left back. Oh God, that's a toss up. I mean, Cucurella had a better game than Chilwell, so but is Poch going to base it off form? I don't know.
I don't know, man. You might play Maatsen there, because obviously Maatsen played left mid, so you might be okay, let's see what he's like a left back.
I wouldn't mind that.
So that's just my school of thought.
Are we trying to go for a realistic lineup, or what we want?
I think we're a realistic lineup, because that's what I was thinking. Because I generally thought maybe, okay, we've tried Maatsen left mid, we've seen what Cucurella is like a left back, and we've seen Chilwell was like a left back. Let's see what Maatsen is like a left back, essentially, man.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, Maatsen there. Right centre back. Has there been any news on Chalobah's like Achilles?
Calaba's fine. Apparently, it was just that he was tired. Apparently, that was the reason that was given.
Okay, I mean, I'd like to throw Silver into one of these just to get his match sharpness up. You know, that can't hurt anyone. But I don't know if it will happen. So,
All right. Well, who you got in your pivot?
I got to put Silver in there. He's got to play at some point.
No, your pivot.
Oh, pivot. Oh, sorry. I don't know if Enzo will play because wasn't he another late arrival?
No. Yeah, Enzo's not playing definitely for sure.
Okay, so
Santos is definitely one of them.
I wouldn't mind seeing what we saw last time. Give me Santos and Cassidy.
All right. So that's the two. Who do you have in your front three attack before the striker?
I'd like to see Mudryk play. I think that could be on the left. A striker's only between two. It's Nkunku and Jackson. I really don't know.
Do you think that he might test out the Nkunku Jackson?
What you mean together, like as a 10 and a striker?
Yep.
I think it would be worth it. I don't know if he will do it, but let's just go with it. I think. And on the right, I mean, I'd only really like to see Madueke or Angelo Gabriel. I was really impressed with Angelo's performance.
I wouldn't be surprised because of the fact that I think he might be a bit still fatigued that he might start Gabriel, but I think he's gonna start Noni this time.
I mean, you say that Noni would be fatigued. You got to remember that he was in the squad for England with Cole, and he's starting. And plus, Noni was a bench player in that tournament.
Well, to be honest, he was already like that for 2 games, to be honest. So it's a bit unfair to him. It's a bit unfair to him to say that was a bench player. It's slightly a bit unfair because it was only the last two matches that he became.
Yeah, but even still, they'll be kind of running on sort of the same fitness levels because of the same tournaments and the same opponents. So I don't think it's a stretch to say that he could play, but I don't mind. You know, I was I'm very impressed with Angelo Gabriel.
Ooh, yeah, fair enough. Oh, I didn't know what United. Oh yeah, United and Arsenal playing at 9:30 today. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh, we will be there.
Definitely, we will be there. Then I'm gonna make sure to end the stream just before then.
Someone queue up the Battle of the Mid meme.
Yeah, man. But listen, I think that's pretty. I think that's a solid squad. You know, it's an extremely solid squad. I think the players would want it, team would want it, and that's pretty interesting indeed. Like, you know, I think again this is a good team to check because I feel like this is very similar to what probably the team that's going to be playing in the Premier League.
Minus the midfield, obviously.
Minus the midfield. Like, we'll probably have an Enzo there and someone else there. But this is pretty much what you're looking at to happen, barring even Gusto, because then you would have Reece James playing over there anyway. So,
I mean, yeah, fitness pending, obviously.
Fitness pending, of course. But yeah, guys, there's 24 of you in the chat. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to like and subscribe again, please. Thank you again for watching. So, going back to this, I think, yeah, this is a good squad to start. And what is your scoreline, bro? What's your scoreline? Honestly, what do you think the scoreline's going to be? Like, if I had to put you in a spot, I'm like, bro, gun to your head. What is the scoreline between Brighton and Chelsea preseason, bro, in the FC series?
I'm going to be positive. I'll say we'll win. I think it'll be high scoring, though. Give us a 3-2 Chelsea.
3-2 Chelsea, yeah? I honestly think it's going to be like a 3-1 Chelsea. That's what I would put for 3-1 or 4-1 Chelsea. Is there something that's happened? No? All right. This is just a little tweet by Pies just to show you guys what the stadium we're going to be playing in. I think that's the Philadelphia Stadium. The actual where they played the NFL games. I think the Eagles too. I think it's the Eagles Stadium actually. Yeah.
Right.
Because of the way it is. Oh, big up, bro. Coaster Comedies. Hope you're doing well, bro. Hope you're doing well. Listen, man. I hope everyone's having a nice day today. I know it's been a long week, but listen, man. We're here to watch some Chelsea ball, some Madueke ball. Hopefully, some Mudryk ball. You know what I mean? We're gonna be cooking some nice meals. So let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Guys, we're literally 3 away from 290 subscribers. 3 away from 290 subscribers, guys. There's 23 when you in here. You got more than 3 people here that can give me that sub. More than 3 people in here to give me that sub. Come on, guys, let's do it. Let's do it, please. Let us do it. So you know what, man? Let's move on quickly. I want to move on quickly to obviously spoken about the striker situation. We've spoken a bit more about the midfield, obviously with Caicedo. I've been seeing this debate squat, and I wanted not squat, sorry, Oliver, and I wanted to get your take, bro. Do you think we need another midfielder after Caicedo?
I want to see Santos and Caicedo against Premier League opposition. Then I'll decide. I'm undecided at the moment.
For me, I'm of mixed opinions. Partially, part of it for me is that I don't know from what I've seen from them so far that I can trust them. I've seen a lot of stuff from them that I've seen a good amount of them. I'm like, oh, I see a lot of talent there. But for me, yeah, I've said to you, this game is a litmus test for me. If they can't produce in this game, then you know what I mean. They need time on loan in my eyes. They need time on loan. That's just my school of thought. But maybe I'm being a bit too harsh. But I feel like this is for me the game where we're going to be seeing if Caicedo and Santos have got the ability to take on a Brighton. If they can take on a Brighton and beat them and play their positions well, then they'll be good enough.
I wouldn't say it's harsh at all. I mean, as much as we enjoyed it on on Thursday morning, it was just Wrexham. What they're in the National League, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not in league. They just got promoted to League 2.
Okay, well there you go. It's very, very, very low level opposition. As much as we enjoyed it, and as much as we have been in the trenches, and we want to enjoy a 5-0. Oh my God, we scored goals. It is just Wrexham, so we need to see a higher level of performance against a more formidable opposition.
That is true. That is true indeed. I just obviously you spoke about midfield. Finally, I just want to talk about goalkeeper because goalkeeper is kind of interesting right now. Not heard reports on the goalkeeper situation. We don't know if they were looking for a number 1 or a number 2 backup. Some people are saying number 2 backups. Some are saying not number 2 backups. It's a bit confusing right now. What do you think is going on in that situation, bro?
I have no idea. It's been weeks since we last heard about Mamadashvili, and he was pretty much the only goalkeeper that was actually being spoken about as this could potentially be the the Kepa backup. And the news has been that for a few weeks that we're not getting a number 1. That's just not going to happen. They want to give their reasons, but we all know what it is. They can't shift Kepa, and they want a goalkeeper. They want to sort out the wages, and they can't do that. So
for me, the club, what it is, Oliver. For me, the club is willing to take losses on other players, but why can't they take the loss on Kepa?
It's not about taking the loss. It's about the clubs don't want him. How can you take a loss when you can't move him because there's no interest?
But if you take, for me, if you take the hit on Kepa, you say, okay, upon him going to your club, we'll pay some of the wages off that United are planning to do with Maguire. Do you not think that situation could be a suitable situation when it comes to him?
But how do we know that hasn't happened? Like there's not been a thing to say that Club X have come in to inquire about Kepa with Chelsea covering the salary, and Chelsea rejected it. We haven't heard that yet, so I don't think it's fair to draw that conclusion. I mean, that's the only loss you're really going to take on Kepa, because you can't actually take a loss in his transfer fee because there was no amortization. It was a release clause.
That is true. So it's difficult, man. It's difficult, man. I've been hearing though, Tchouaméni might be available. Apparently, I've been seeing that stuff. Because apparently if Real Madrid need to actually sell players, apparently they need to generate funds to be able to go and get in someone like Mbappé. They may need to sell one of their star players, such as Oriol Tchouaméni.
Hey, we're 2 years late, but bring him, man. Just do it. I really like him.
Do you want him?
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. This is a closed one. We're just having a discussion here. As me, the host, just a fellow caller. We're not doing a fan calling show yet. That is obviously letting them know what when we have more people here, more subscribers here, then I'll start bringing in the fan calling show section if needed to be, but not right now. I'm afraid, Sharad. I'm afraid. So no, not I do. Sorry about that. But listen. I think we're gonna just cut it here today. We're gonna keep it nice and short today. I don't think there's been that much news really that has been broken. I just want to do a nice little light, relaxing stream for everyone to go and have a nice little watch on. Anything else you want to say, Oliver, before we depart this lovely sunken place?
Nothing to add. Just all eyes on the Brighton game now. Let's hope we have a good performance.
Mm-hmm. You will see me again for the Brighton performance at 11:30. I've been your host today, The Bridge 258, and make sure again to like and subscribe. And as I always say, stay